Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome back to the home of the Dynamo, but figuratively and literally. I'm back from holiday, so I get my hands-free mic set up. But to turn our attention to the save, we're in trouble. We've been dragged into a relegation fight. We're at the halfway point in the season, and we're occupying now. We're in the probably the best position of the relegation candidate teams in that we're 21st out of 24 with 4 drop places. But like our target for this season right now is just not going down for two reasons. One, it's a disaster for the club, and two, it's a disaster for the save because I don't have tier 7 loaded. So if we go down, that's the end of the save. I get sacked. Um, the problems that plagued me at the end of last season have come back with an absolute vengeance. Because if you see the form at the end of the season, I couldn't get a win for love nor money. The way this started off, preseason started okay. We won everything, but like that 4-1 loss to Newry AFC, I think I should have learned from, giving me a bit of an indication that something wasn't quite right. I started off with a 4-3-3 defensive midfield, kind of your standard 4-5-1. We won a game. And then we went on this big, huge streak at the very beginning of the season that dropped us down into the bottom four, I guess. And you can see that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in like our opening 10 games. Now, we have gone on a nice little FA Cup run. Now, we got knocked out in the FA Cup to Northampton in the first round, which isn't a terrible return. I think in our first season, we got to the second round. Yeah, we got to no that no we got why am I confused? There we go. Yeah, we got to the second round. We got knocked out by Wigan in the very end of it. So this time, kind of like we had a better return than in the last season. The last season we got knocked out. I think it was in the second qualifying round. No, the third qualifying round, and then got knocked out right at the beginning of the FA Trophy. This time, like we're out of the FA Trophy. We lost 2-1 to Harrogate Town. But in that time, again, we've had another little dip in form where I haven't won in the past 5 games. We have to go back to the beginning of December to get our last win. Now, uh, so at the end of September, because results just were not going for me, I switched over to a wide 4-4-2, and I had some good results from that. Only one win in the league, though, so that was a bit disappointing that it didn't really translate into progress in the league. It gave me progress in the actual FA Cup, beating Hereford 3-0, which I thought was a decent result, and I was hoping that would stand to me. But then a 3-1 and a 2-1 loss, the thing that's happening, the thing that's really getting us is we are conceding an average goal a game. And we're just finding it very difficult to score more than one goal at the moment. Because if you look back through all this, FC United, no, they didn't. Actually, if I remember correctly, Kieran Stanley missed like a 93rd minute penalty in this match. We should have won this game. Draw against Gateshead, like the loss to Buxton in the last game, that one really hurt because Buxton are sitting bottom of the league. So if we're being beaten by the teams at the bottom of the league, we're in danger. We're in trouble at the moment. Now, away from the negatives, let's look at the positives. The first team squad has seen some good improvements. Let me just what was the undo for? Clear entire team selection. There we go. I'm just after bringing in a rake of centre backs and free transfers. Let's go here in transfer history. Here we go. John Honahan, because I feel like centre back is a problem position for me at the moment. Robinson has put in so many bad performances. Josh Robertson, I've been quite upset with his form. Like so many 6.3s. When he plays well, he plays very well, but he has kind of like a middling 6.6, 6.5, and it's very difficult to build some sort of platform to launch attacks from when you're conceding goals. So what I'm thinking about experimenting is I've gone to like a 5 at the back system, having my wing play system, where I'm hoping just that extra defensive stability might help my goalkeepers, because Connors, Chambers, Corey Chambers is having an awful season. 25 conceded and 18 goals. Did he even in half the season he's almost conceded half as many goals? It's and his clean sheets, like the clean sheets are just not there. That was one of the reasons why I renewed his contract, because he got a lot of clean sheets last season. I'm definitely letting him go at the end of the season because he's just not good enough. Ba, I've been giving more game time to. 4 league appearances, a 6.9. I'm just not sold on him as my first choice keeper. Now, he is Sierra Leone's first choice keeper, but see, I don't know if that just speaks to the standard of Sierra Leone or if that speaks to like where we are as a club, because I'm just finding it very, very difficult to string consistent performers. Now, in terms of consistency, Brendan Dillon has established himself as a first choice starter. 15 starts, 4 appearances. I'm playing him either as a box to box or as an advanced playmaker. And these stats, like, he is improving rapidly. This still says improve a lot. And the other side is that he has gotten under 18 Irish call-ups. And we go in here, go to the under 18s. Dylan, Caffrey, and Mason are all in the under 18 squad. It's meant that they've missed the odd game here and there, but all in all, it's actually really promising to see those players getting through. Caffrey has been the standout performer of the season so far, 20 appearances, 6.8, but he's kind of cemented that right wing position as his position. So that's 3 players that have come through the academy, our first choice starters for Dublin City. The other one is Brandon Mason, who I wasn't expecting to break into the first team so quickly. He's gotten 9 starts, 4 goals. I mean, what more can you ask from this lad? I think he's local, born in Dublin. Yeah, local lad. Dublin City, he's a fan of the club and he's performing really well. He came on in cup games and impressed me. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to give him an opportunity in that supporting striker role as a deep lying forward. So himself and Stanley as a pair, they play really well together. And Brandon, with that strength, with that bit of improving off the ball, as well as that first touch, he's in a really good position to be able to actually do hold-up play, to play in other players. Now, I am going to hope to move him into that advanced forward role because, like, ultimately, like, I do want this system to be the system I play because it allows me to utilize 2 strikers. Because Hayat, he plays on the left-hand side, but he is a right footer, but he's also 6'4". And I started noticing, if I retrain him into the attack, deep lying forward on support, like his stat distribution is actually really effectively set up for that system. So either playing him as an advanced, because I think even if I play him as an advanced forward attack, because like even on an advanced, he's actually probably better suited to an advanced forward. I'm gonna go to training. Going to switch that to advanced forward because what I'm thinking of doing is having him and Brandon playing as my lineup, because Cameron Stanley, he's still my best performing player, but he is nowhere near where he was last season. Now, he's been injured twice, because when he plays 2 goals, injured, and then a goal. Like, he had a bad game last season, but he's still scoring goals. He is still our best performing player. But his wage demands, he's starting to look for $1,000 a week, and I just can't really afford that. And especially with the performances in the league, I was really counting on him to just pull us up the table, bag those goals. He's not been doing it, so he's just not justifying his wages right now. So I probably will be letting him go at the end of the season so that I can make room for Brandon to come in and be that first choice starter. Because, I mean, like, if they're good enough, they're old enough. That really is the way that goes. Like, that current ability, that's going to skyrocket and shoot up the moment he gets into his professional contract, because he's still on a youth contract. Another player who has been getting game times is Chris Stanton. I couldn't remember if that was Staten or Stanton. Again, I love his stat distribution, lots of mentals. I'm trying to improve his stamina so that I can get him into a box-to-box midfielder role, because he's got the passing, he's got the first touch, everything I want in a player. Like, he's the Irish Stevie Gerrard from what I can see here. That's what I'm hoping to get out of him. No assists, no goals. He's not providing a huge amount, but what he's getting is first team experience, and I think that's probably the best thing for him at the moment. I'm deciding, should I bring him back to the youth academies just to get the appearances and just to get really good appearances or really good stats? Ron Rodgers has been a casualty this season, though, because he's just not had the game time. If you go over here to history, first choice in the first season, kind of moved into obscurity, and now he's only a bit part player off the bench. He's just, because, like, he is an Irish international. No, he's not an international. He has Irish nationality. So, like, he's still a part of the team, but I was hoping he'd get picked up by the Ireland manager to play in the under 18s, the under 21s, but it's just maybe he doesn't want to play for Ireland. It's possible, but I'm thinking about letting him go just because like if you're not playing, you're taking up wages. It really is that simple. And I just can't justify playing you when I have younger players with more potential who are in a position to be able to actually take the most of that potential. And especially because, as you can see, personality, unambitious. This is a problem for me at this club. I have a lot of players of high potential who are just not ambitious enough. Now, Josh Hoisey, he's 5'3". I have him on a long-term deal until 2026. He's on a very low-paying contract as well, so it's an attractive contract because he's a really good right back. But I've snagged a bit of a problem because, as you can see here, my 17-year-old player who came through the first year's youth academy, he has just exploded in form and he's turned himself into a first-choice contender, where I have him contracted until the end of the season. I think he's currently taking a contract offer at the moment, but like I want to cement him down and I'd love to give him a starting position at that right back position, but Hoisey is he's the first choice starter. So what I kind of want to do is retrain him into left back because he can play that position quite well, and maybe experiment with an inverted winger or inverted wing back to kind of play those underlapping runs, because in a 4-4-2, that could be a very, very interesting way of exploiting it. Exploiting those underlapping runs, especially when you think about my left winger is actually a left wing back, so he can perform a defensive role as well, and I can play him as a winger on support so that he can drop back and perform those defensive roles while Flynn is basically bombing forward. So that's what I'm thinking of at the moment. And the reason I'd like it inside forward is because he doesn't have good crossing, but he does have good dribbling. He's got good passing. So have him move into those inside channels and have a deep lying playmaker on that left-hand side. Thinking of Dylan for that role, so that he has somebody to run onto through balls from. So that's what we're thinking at the moment. I think the main thing that's concerning me about this season is that most of my losses have been 1-0. Or sorry, 1 goal margin, like Buxton 1-0, Blythe Spartans 2-1, Hyde 1-0, Gloucester City 3-2, Telford and Boston 1-0. We're in situations where even if we were to just like grab extra points from most of those, it would easily push us like 17th or 16th. And I think what's grabbing me is because like we've only won 4 games. We've only won 4 games also. This is the first time after noticing this. We've only won 4 games. Oh, that is depressing. Oh, God. The season is going to be a nightmare to get through and to finish. But, like, the match I'm about to play marks the halfway point. And if we can get above Farnsley, like, they have a game in hand above us, so they probably will... No matter what happens, the teams above us have games in hand. So it is difficult, I guess. God, the teams above us, actually, this is going to be harder than I thought. Because it looks like we might be relying on fixtures outside of our fixtures to do us some favours, because this is going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult to get out of this one. So, look, what we're going to do is we're going to play a match. I'm going to play this final match and just hope to absolute Christ we're going to play the 4-4-2 system, because they're not familiar enough with that 5 system, and I want to test some of these. Actually, no, you know what we'll go with that new system. So, okay. Moate is a new guy I brought in, 6'1". Those physicals is why I brought him in, because everything else is quote unquote okay. He's got decent passing, decent marking, but he's an athletic player, so he's just not going to tire out. Because I've wondered at times, is it that my tactics are just intensive and my players get tired and they lose concentration and they just give up leads? So that's what I like about him. Byrne is a new player coming in as well. Good heading, good jumping reach, 6'2". I thought I needed a bit of height and a bit of physicality. That's really what this is. And Hounahan, 6'2", needs better strength, but again, good positioning, just all around good athlete. That's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to just bring in some athletes. And then O'Sullivan on that left-hand side, Hoisey, Hidia. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you as deep lying. We'll play you as an attack forward. And now this is where we're going to start tinkering. So play you as a winger. O'Sullivan comes up here. And where are you? Flynn comes in here. Okay. So the rough idea I have in mind is that Hoisey, I'm going to play you as a wing back support. Yeah. So he'll support Walton. Walton, I'm going to play Walton on an attack role actually. Or can you... Okay, for a moment. Never mind. So I'm getting distracted everywhere. So Walton's going to play on that right hand side, and he has Farrell as a supporting option. O'Brien, I mean, whoever's in the deep line playmaker is going to hang back and smear passes either over to Sullivan, who's made a break, to Wayne, who's come down, or to that right hand side, or to Flynn, who's made an underlapping run inside. So I think we'll have an underlapping to the left and overlaps along the right. Okay, so let's now give this a go. This game should come fairly shortly. I'll back to you when it's time. I think we should really point out the job that I've been doing the last 2 seasons. The board is still relatively okay with me. I have a C+. It could be worse. They're obviously disappointed with the matches. Although the squad is still like team cohesion, club atmosphere. Like I have all of the tools at my disposal to be able to get myself out of this mess. But in terms of like the competition, we've been punching well above our weight in our last 2 seasons, a 7th and a 10th finish. Although we will be looking into like a very low table finish. So like next season, I'm just going to try hope that we've developed a core squad that'll be able to push us onwards. While I also have a lot of scouting going into trying to identify loan targets that I can bring in. You're a free target now. Are you a free target? Okay, let's see what you're waiting. No, you don't want to be near me at all. Okay. One problem I have had is I've found plenty of players who want to join me, who will make the first team better, but they want wages that are totally outside of what I can afford. The finances are stable at the club. We're not really making money. We're not losing money. If we're going to projections, we're expected to lose money steadily, but we're not hemorrhaging. We're losing about 100 grand a year. That's really what it is. And we can recover that through getting rid of contracts. Like a lot of my staff contracts, I will be letting those staff go because they're just absolutely eating into my finances. I'm going to let Stanley go at the end of the season, so that's freeing up £600 a week. Like the finances are not in a terrible position. That can be recovered from quite easily. So it's really a matter of just not destroying the wage budget and not trying to like the way I think about it is that I either stay up on my own merits because I can't break the bank to try stay up, because then I put myself into another problem where I risk insolvency. So let's get going. Kinsler and Guiseley is called off. Okay. So do I want to defend more narrowly? Yeah, we'll defend more narrowly. Although, again, what's annoying is people crossing is a big problem for us. We'll do the offside trap. Hopefully that doesn't fuck my familiarity too much. No, that's okay. So Hoisey Jesus, they're both tired. Okay, so Stanley, where are you? Dylan, Mason, all the players I want to start, they're too tired. Okay, so Buckley, Manley, Hidia, Stanton. Okay. Time to go and just pray. Oops. Okay. 3 centre backs are making their debut for the club, and let's just hope back 3. Let's hope back 5 just works for us, because if not, this season is going to get a lot more difficult. Okay, skip. Okay. And immediately, 1 minute in, they have a free kick. Okay. So, you have to be offside. Oh, no. That's a disgusting goal to concede. That defies physics. Just like, watch this come in. Gets cleared out by O'Sullivan. T sets it up, crosses, and it just, it's a now, if I scored it, I'd be singing from the rooftops, but that's their first shot on. I hate this game. I hate this game right now. Okay. So Heisey, go on, do something with it, please. Over to Walton. Walton setting up Farrell. Bring it over to, okay, Flynn. 1-on-1. Go. That was that underlapping run by my left back, and he gets into his opportunities. Should have scored. Pollock. Oh, Jesus, well done, Concordan. Chambers. Okay. So, another goal. Okay. Encourage the squad and try to get a bit of a performance out of them. Dublin City 0, South Shields 1. Oh, Pollock. Okay. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce some stoppers just to kind of push forward onto that line and put them under pressure. Wine is not having a good game at all. He's being very ineffective up there. Yes. Well, Mutawe. Debut goal. Introduces himself and pulls this level again. Okay. So, actually, now we're going to be much more effective at corners. So let me just make sure that my corners are set up correctly. They're probably not because I've drastically altered this formation. So, yeah, it's okay. I'll take it. Okay. Pollock. Okay. There's a lot of highlights in this game. Go to halftime. Okay. 1-1, not terrible. Concerned by our lack of shots. Very concerned by our lack of shots. I guess that's what happens though when you pull a player out of the attacking mold and you put them into a defensive role. Okay. Dressing room. Do I? I'm tempted to experiment with something here. Because he's not doing well. I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to go strikerless. Okay. This is my experiment. It either we live long enough to become heroes or we die trying. There's method to my madness, don't worry. Come on. Has anyone else been finding that really difficult? Okay. And we'll go to positive. Please work. Please work. You're 6'4", so you should be able to hold that up pretty well. There you go, clearance. Mutawe. Chambers not covering himself in glory with a 6.6. Hyatt operating around that 6.8 mark. Not too bad. I want him to get fluent in that position because I do think he could play as a really good target forward or supporting forward. Ooh, Sullivan is not looking good on a 7.2 there. Do I? You know, we're just going to go mad. Stanton, Walton can come here. Walton can play as a deep lying, and then Manley can go here. You can play as Mitsala. Farrell can be a Mitsala. And now our wing backs on support. I know we've an inverted pyramid. Please, like, if this works, I might actually experiment with this because I think wing play just may not be working for me. Whereas I've got an abundance of players in the position that I've just showed you. I might experiment with that tactic for a bit. Barrel, come on. Nope. Okay, Manley, go on, do something with it. Away. Back to Houlihan. Flynn into Stanton. Back to Flynn. Flynn going to shape up for a cross if he can. Oh, off of his bad left foot. Wasn't able to do anything with it. So he sends it long downfield. Houlihan cleans up to Hoisey. No. Stanton just not able to get on top of it as they clear it wide left. Oh, crossing opportunity here. Way it brings into the far post. It's over the bar. Okay. I mean, a point isn't a terrible return, but I'd rather, what we're doing is we're going to go very attacking, just try to steal something from this match. Flynn didn't have a good game at all. Houlihan, go on, Flynn. All the way over to Stanton. Hiya, no. Oh, kicked that. That was weird. Go on, Hoisey. O'Brien bring forward to Manley. Manley. Matawe, Walton, Farrell. Stanton going to bring it over to Flynn. And Flynn with the opportunity. Height, go. Oh, great goalkeeping. That was an opportunity to win it there. But look, we have an attacking corner and we've got some height in the box. Farrell brings, oh, Moonin. Okay. Oh, don't steal it from me. Oh, thank God. That would have been cruel. I think that's it. I think that's full time. Okay, I think I just need to accept that. Go on, height. Go on, play with it. I think I just need to accept that wing play is not working for me at the moment. And I want to play around with that narrow formation there with the 3-2-1 and see if that does anything for me because, like, look, you need to be willing to abandon something if it's just not working. And the 4-4-2 stemmed the flow. It stopped the bleeding. But now I need to do some serious damage to other teams rather than letting them do damage to me. So, friends, thank you so much for sitting through the pain with me. If you'd enjoyed it, I'm deeply worried about where you are in your life because we shouldn't enjoy pain like this. But you are Football Manager fans. So, like, we're in this support group together that is a YouTube channel. And if you've enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, like, leave comments. You know the way it goes because God knows I'm not getting joy out of this game. I might get them out of the comments. My friends, thank you very much. Talk to you again.